So after years of sitting in this very room, talking to you guys about Pitti from afar, I finally made it over there. Was it everything I expected it to be? Yes, and then some. Honestly, I had such an amazing time. And today's video, what we're going to do is focus on my favorite outfits that I saw over there. But I will do a future video, hopefully next week, on a bit more of my experience. So tune in for that. But today we're going to talk about my top outfits that I saw in person in Florence at Pitti. So firstly, I just want to start off by saying there were some unbelievable outfits in Pitti. And the obvious, I know, but when I went over there, as you guys have probably, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, would have realized that I've talked about it a lot. And I've talked about how, look, there's a lot of peacocky stuff out there, the stuff we see from afar. And I like to sort of focus on what I thought was a smaller section of or crowd of people that were a bit more aligned with my personal taste. However, when you get there, or what I saw when I was there was it's 90% just great outfits, be it tailoring, be it more casual stuff, the older Italian guys. But the peacocky side of things, I didn't really see too much of. And I don't know if that's because it was just so hot there. It was almost unbearably hot. I definitely didn't plan with my outfits for that heat a lot of the time. That's definitely one of the things that I would change next time I go, because I will be going again, is just dressing a bit more appropriately and not having to focus so much on tailoring. There's so many great sort of more casual outfits, or a blend of more casual and we mixed with a bit of tailoring that I really liked. So next time we're going to be a bit more adventurous maybe with it. But these are my favorite outfits that I saw, and I think I saw every one of these in person, so I have been pretty much, I've got a bit of a bias towards them. First up, we're going to start with Matt Heranic. Matt, I've been lucky enough to meet a good couple of times here in London, and when you meet him, he's exactly like you would imagine in his videos. His sort of energy is infectious, he's very personable, takes some time out to chat with you, just a really nice guy. And the WM Brown Project Party was one of the main events that I wanted to go to, and it did not disappoint. But Matt was wearing at the party this double-breasted green linen suit, which was a Maison Hilliard material. It looked just super, like the image here, it does show a little bit that sort of movement it has, even with a still image. You can see it looks super comfortable in the very hot weather. He just paired it with a simple navy crew neck t-shirt and then some brown sort of like sandal loafers as well. He also had some braces on underneath that, which I just saw from this image here. But a beautiful fabric in a color that I really like as well. I'll talk about it a little bit more in a future video, but the color palette there was right up my street in terms of just earth colors. It was just simple earth colors, neutral colors, browns, navies, creams. That's it. We didn't see, with one exception, which I think I'll bring up maybe later in this video, but again, in the things I learned video that's coming up as well. But it's just a simple outfit. It looked great. It was very appropriate for the warm weather and then moving into the evening as well. And this is one of my favorite things to wear in the heat, is just a really lightweight suit with a bit of movement, with a bit of texture to it as well. Just a simple crew neck and you're good to go. It's a very simple outfit. Obviously your shoes, you can wear them with a pair of loafers, you can wear it with sandals like Matt's wearing here, and it's just almost effortless. Like you've got your suit, you can just pair it with a different t-shirt, simple as. That was really nice. And again, you can see from the couple of photos I've got here that it changes with the color, with the sunlights on it, or if it's a little bit of shadow, it adds a bit of depth to it as well. So beautiful fabric, and party was amazing. Next up we have Kabie. So I actually saw Kabie on the plane over there, and it's really interesting. You do sort of just see people especially when you come from London, just at every sort of stage. And I met so many people that I've never actually met in real life. I got to have a good chat with a lot of people, and everyone was just so nice. But Kabie in particular, I think I've mentioned this before in a previous video. He's featured quite a few times in Fits of the Week, where he's just he has outfits that, or puts together outfits that I like together. I'd go, wow, this has been crafted. The wardrobe is seriously crafted, both like color palette wise, even if he's using sort of similar sort of colors like here in this outfit. He just has a real interesting way of putting things together. And when you follow him on Instagram, you'll see that a lot of it's, let's say, like a vintage suit, or mixed with something a bit more contemporary, and he just has a real knack of putting together a color palette which I mean, it looks easy, it feels like it should be easy, but it's very difficult to do, and he does such a really nice job of it. Here we've got a cream shawl lapel blazer with like a really nice soft construction, scarf around the neck, a sort of like blue or grey t-shirt with a bit of texture to it, a very fine brown leather belt, and then some cream trousers, a bit more darker and possibly a stripe to them, that I think are relatively wide leg as well. So 2 bits of sort of like beiges and creams in there, a bit of a cooler colour, toned down with the under t-shirt. Works really well with his complexion as well, and the fact that it's not just cream on cream, it's just the same sort of colour and material, just adds that bit of depth to the outfit, a bit of contrast without it being drastic. Scarf's a nice touch also. Again, this is something that I really enjoyed, like not seeing the peacock. So like the whole idea of the Pitti peacocks is that they're standing out, that they're peacocking, but the way they do it for a lot of people is a little bit too much, it's a little bit sometimes contrived, a little bit too perfect. Whereas something like this, it's different, it's showing creativity in a very understated way, and that's what I absolutely love about this. On the same vein as that, we've got Lucas here. So Lucas has had a couple of really lovely outfits over the few days I saw him, and in a similar kind of way, so in a similar sort of like formula. And I think everyone has, well, not everyone has it, but a lot of people do have their kind of formulas. Like we're saying with Matt, with his suit, I would say that kind of thing is my formula that I'd wear, like just go to. Obviously you can move away from it, you can have different things in your wardrobe, but I just think a suit, soft shoulders, with a simple t-shirt, that's a nice formula I use. It's easy, it just takes a lot of the thought processes away, and then you can work within that and be creative. Lucas has had a similar thing where he wore a couple of double-breasted jackets, like linen blazers. I think they're from Posetka. Some wide leg trousers. For this particular outfit, he was wearing a sort of like tie-dye t-shirt with this like light pale color, and then this really interesting brooch thing, which I think I spoke to him and he said he just picked it up from somewhere. I can't remember the story, I was a little bit drunk. First with the color palette, it's very almost like pastel-y colors. The blazer is this kind of like light green color, which we saw quite a lot actually, but then light blue and then this sort of like baby pink brooch thing with some dark trousers. It just doesn't, just on paper, it doesn't sound like it would work, but on him it looked absolutely great. It was very subtle little details that made a really interesting outfit. Something different with the brooch, but also the tie-dye t-shirt. But because of the color palette, and they were all of in a similar sort of realm, it just blended in and you almost just didn't notice. It was a really interesting thing to sort of look at. You just think there is a lot going on here, but there isn't. There's pattern, there's interesting colors that you don't see too often, especially if you live in London. There's a brooch with like fluff coming out of it, and then some like wide leg trousers and some more sort of classic shoes. I think there's some brown sort of like Oxfords, I think. I don't actually have the shoes here. I'll see if I can find a photo of it. And it looked great. I think the length of the jacket really worked as well. As I said, the width of the trousers just makes it look a bit more casual, a bit more of a playful outfit. And I absolutely loved it. He's also another one definitely worth a follow. Some just really interesting outfits. And I think with a lot of guys, you don't have to jump out and do something very, very different or experimental. But it's nice when you have, for myself, when I can reference someone like Lucas here, that he's doing something different, but not crazy, not neon colors, not a trilby hat with a hat on it. Just like it's subtle, it's creative, and without jumping the shark too much. Next up we have Brandon Thompson, and again another really charming chap that I got to spend a bit of time with very briefly actually at a couple of the events. He's always been someone that I've looked to for especially like warm weather inspiration. Great shorts outfits normally, also tailoring. I think he used to work for Suit Supply, which was when I first started following his page, but this was one that I liked because it's hard to know if this will show up as a single photo, but we were seeing it very much fits in with a lot of the things I was seeing along the few days. So firstly, light sort of bit of tailoring, linen, double-breasted, peak lapel jacket. with a good length to it, soft shoulders. Then a red t-shirt and red hat. So I saw not a lot of like bright colors, like I was saying with the peacock thing, so which was perfect for me. But then the color I saw the most stand out would be red, just a punch of red here and there, and it looked good. It looked, I like this, one of the reasons I like this outfit. It's a very bold color. It's muted down by that sort of neutral tone of the jacket. Then just a pair of like wide-legged raw denim jeans, some sandals. Nice way of adding color to an outfit without it again being overbearing, without it looking too try hardy. I think especially when you see it in person, it really didn't you almost have to break it down in your own head to be like, oh no, that's a bright red outfit, that's a bright red t-shirt and a bright red hat. But and then tailoring with jeans, there's kind of, again, a lot going on, but also not too much going on at the same time. So again, a very wearable outfit. If you wanted to add the little sort of trends, aren't big, you know, we're not wearing something completely different, we're just wearing subtly little bits of red in there, and that's what I like. Just these subtle little changes, little things that signify where we are at this time, this epoch of menswear, that you can take or you can leave. But rather that it's better for me that than, oh, we're all going to start wearing something completely different. Or like, I think with the sandals, do you remember a few years ago the sandals thing took over where everyone was wearing sandals? Now they've sort of assimilated into footwear, like here, where they don't stand out so much. Most guys were just wearing some sandals, and then I think a lot of it was loafers. So I prefer it when it's not completely overbearing, but you just notice these little patterns here and there. So for our penultimate look, we have Kai. So Kai is a photographer, model, multi-hyphenate, does some really great photos, but also wears some really great clothes too. And this was my favorite of his. He had pretty much every day he was wearing something incredible. So he was wearing another shawl lapel blazer, a cream like vest or t-shirt underneath, some brown trousers, and then some brown sort of like woven loafers as well. So the blazer was like this really beautiful linen one, a little bit elongated, as I say, another shawl lapel, which is quite interesting. And that was made by the very talented Abby Leach, who you may also know from some of the hats you've been probably seeing around as well. So she just started a brand called Handsome, which Lucky, who is regularly featured on the Fits of the Week, has been sporting quite a lot as well. But this jacket was made by her, and I think she's done such a lovely job with it. I love the color. I like just this, again, the simple, just cream on cream as at the top half, a brown pair of trousers, and then some brown woven loafers. And it's just, again, it's the proportions of that jacket, the drape of it, the length of that lapel, the shoulder construction, everything just looked dreamy to wear. He also had like a scarf in his pocket which added a little bit of color. The sort of neutral colors paired with those brown trousers as well, very like salmon and mel color palette. And I think those loafers just gave a bit of texture also. So brown and brown, very different color brown of the shoes, but that sort of woven fabric just gives it a bit of texture. Super simple. Some might say to me that I picked the sort of the less adventurous outfit, but I think this is just one I would wear completely as it is, and I think most people can wear and look great in it. And for my final and possibly favorite outfit of the week, and we've got Tanaka. So Tanaka was out there with the Natalina boys. I spent quite a bit of time with them out there. I was wearing their mushroom suit on the first day, which went down really well, and honestly their new line, I've now seen most of it. It's incredible. It's the best they've done. But anyway, I digress. This Tanaka over the week wore some incredible outfits. I could do a whole video just on that, to be honest. But this was my personal favorite, just because how much it in the sort of Florentine sun, it like this image here, it just radiated. So you've got this white suit and blue and white striped shirt. He's left it unbuttoned on the collar. Navy grenadine tie, I believe. A pocket square with some orange and red in it. And I don't know if I have a photo of the shoes, to be honest. The shoe, and then some just black loafers, penny loafers, I believe. And that's the right choice, I think, for this. I think like just keeping it super simple with the footwear, because the suit is just doing such an amazing job. Firstly, the silhouette of it. I mean, he's another guy. The suits just look great on him. He has a great physique for it. But Honestly, the photos almost don't do it justice, even though you can see how much he stands out without being too peacocky, without using crazy colors, without being too perfect. You've got the tie tucked in there. It's simple. He's not overdoing it with much else. And honestly, just that off-white of that suit was just radiant, and it looked great on him. But again, do check out Tanaka's page for, I think he should have a few more of his outfits for this week. I'm sure I'll fit them in a fits of the week video at some point, because each one, I was seeing him every day. I was just like, damn. One day we were wearing the same suit, and he looked, it wasn't fair to stand next to him in the same one. It just wasn't fair. I think this is one of their suits where this was not their wider fit trouser, and I think that works here for this particular suit, because the structure of it, or the silhouette as a whole, I feel works better like that. So absolute beauty of a suit, and just incredible inspiration for the whole lot. So I had an amazing time. If there's anything in particular you feel like you'd like to see me make a video on, I feel like I'm going to do sort of what I learned from there. I might do a video, because I know we're getting further away from it, so it's a little bit less relevant, of like my experience possibly. But if there's any questions you have, drop them in the comments. Thank you for being with me all along this journey to get to Pitti. It's been a long time coming, and I'll see you in the next one.